I have a terrible question. What is the greatest fear that you have when investing in land? Not getting bargaining for your money. I'm here to bridge that trust gap because I've been here, seen that, done that. I even have a t-shirt for that. And 18 years in Dallas, 14 years in this industry, construction industry. So what I'm trying to do here after I moved back to Kenya is to bring the same standards that I applied in this country that changed me, and I've moved forward to Kenya. Maybe that whatever project you have, whether it's a land you have and you want to build, whether it's a unit that you want to buy, for that what we're selling today, you guys know that it is of high standard quality and good project management. So for 6 years in Kenya, I've worked with Amazon consultant group, and we had two successful projects together. And this final project was very hopeful because we're really a concept. A concept is out there, or we're in different things, but yet it's even better. We actually streamlined all of us for the better land selling companies and investment selling companies.
What we've come to sell here is a concept that all of us can be involved and we can be able to team up together and come up with projects that will make financial or economic value to all of us. May you be a landowner who has prime property in Nairobi or elsewhere in Kenya. You want to be part of us. We are bringing landowners. We are bringing the investors together. We are bringing experts together so that together we create value into a project, and we all benefit from that value add. The company is Amazon Consultants, who has been there in the market for 30 years. And we have also teamed up with the same group has formed a development company called Amazon Projects. And these are the two companies that are going to realize that dream that we have. And they have already done that in a number of ways, which we are going to see. We have done a few projects, Dedigwa, 56 apartments. And we also have projects that we are very proud about in South B, 60 apartments. All those apartments are now fully occupied, 99% occupation rate. And why it is 99% occupation rate is because one of the things that we do is we look at the location. One of the things we do is that we look at the location, we do a market study, we ascertain the best use of that land. So that, and then we now come up with a concept that will best suit that particular piece of land. Remember, each land is different from the other because location is key. So there are areas whereby 2-bedroom units would be in demand. There are areas where 3-bedroom units would be the ones that are being demanded by the market. So we have to look at the locational aspect and design in accordance with the market demands of that particular area. And that dictates the return on your money. And you'll be surprised there are units in Nairobi that you put up and you find most of the time they are half empty. You may want to ask yourself why. Because the person who did the design did not actually consider what the market demands of that area. So that is very critical. Having understood the concept whereby we are bringing the land owner who has a prime land, having understood that now this landowner, we have agreed that he is giving up his land for development, then we have to look for money to develop this piece of land. And we are not going to the bank. That's one of our key aspects of this model. We are not looking at going to the bank because we all know and have a fight with them that the banks, they take all the profits. So we can do it with our own money to some good extent. As long as we agree to pull together, we can do it with our own money. So what we do is that then we get a group of people, chamas or individuals who then come, subscribe to the project. And it is all about, at the end of the day, you get what you brought on the table. The landowner gets equivalent of what's brought on the table in terms of the land value. The investors are also given, they get what they brought on the table, equivalent to what they brought on the table. So you sign up, pay 10%. We start the project. The rest of the money is spread throughout the construction period. In many of the cases that we've had, a fair period of construction will be 2 months. I mean, 2 years. That's 24 months. So we'll expect that within that period, you are paying up. We have a payment plan that if you took 2, 3, 4 apartments, you should be able then to make your payment plan that fits within that period of time. What projects do we have here? As we pitch our tents in Seattle, the project we want to sell to you, the big project is actually Tome. And I'll probably go straight to the details about upcoming projects. So that is the Tome project. And we are proposing to have one of 4 units in phase 1. We propose to do it in 2 phases. It's on 3/4 of an acre. We propose to have it done in 2 phases. If we are not able to marshal enough people, remember one of the things that we want to safeguard is to ensure that we deliver what we have promised. However, if we are able to marshal enough resources, then we are going to take up the entire project from the beginning. And we intend to commence this project in August this year. So that's in a couple of months. So the design is composed of 2-bedroom units and 1-bedroom units. The 1-bedroom unit, at the end of the day, the cost will be 4.7 million, and the 2-bedroom is 6.7. And those are the rents that we anticipate for the 1-bedroom ranging from 37 to 45, and the 2-bedroom ranging up to about 55. It could be more, but I think that's a conservative figure. And it will help you make out the returns on that. We have a small project in Juja. I'm not sure that will reach many of you because it's only 20 units. By the time we go back, I think it will be subscribed fully. It's a small project on 1/8 of an acre, and it's 20 units, and half of that is the owner has taken half of that. We'll take 50% of that. So we are only disposing 10 units at 3.7. And again, those are 2-bedroom units. Although it's a composure of 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom, we didn't want to price the 1-bedroom because the owner would probably take the identification of the land, due diligence, market studies, the design concept in line with the market, and all that. And then eventually we will give you your titles, sectional titles, and you can either rent your building out, your units out, or you can sell them at a good return, I'm sure, because the costs are really condensed. They are discounted, highly discounted, because we are doing all this in-house. This is being done in-house from the design, from actually inception to completion. Earlier on, those who are here, we had gone through this. There was a video playing on the projects we've done. And this is one of the projects, Etigua, 56 apartments. Now that is another very successful project that we did a few years ago in South B near Mata Hospital. Good that a few people know this project in this room. I think Simon can attest to that. He came from Mbuzi, ile Mbuzi ya Mafundi, when we were opening that. He's also aware of, I think he has also visited the Ndigwa, so he'll probably give some testimony on that. And the another successful project we've done is that Snow View, Nanyuki, Twiga Snow View, Nanyuki. And I'm happy also some people have passed there. It's quite conspicuous, it's on the road. And it was a very successful project. You can see the ROI there. It's still going big. I am sure in another 2-3 years, once we have done the infrastructure and everything else has settled in terms of politics next year, we should expect plots to be selling at 15 million, all inclusive. This includes all the infrastructure you're seeing there. And that's how we come on board in terms of expertise. The boundary wall is about 4 kilometers. You can see this is the caretaker's the house and a conference room upstairs, up there. And we have tanks, storage tanks on top of that. So that was supposed to be a tower house, but we quickly innovated and converted the space to a space that could be used for other reasons. We are very practical people, so we decided to actually tell you what challenges we had on these projects, because you don't expect projects to sail through without challenges. So we picked up some of the challenges. This is the big one. And some of the challenges there were major. In Tindigua, we came we were not the original design. I mean, we didn't come at the beginning. We actually came to salvage the project when it was about 50%, probably, yeah, about 50%. So the initial developer come contractor was not very open, and I think they had an issue with the land owner. So we kept salvage the project. So there were major issues, right from contributions and sign up and all that. So there were major issues in terms of timelines. This project took quite a bit of time to complete. So those are the challenges that we faced there, and we have learned lessons from those challenges. And we are saying that before we kick off the project, we must ensure that at least we have 50% subscription to the project, so that the issue of cash flow is managed. The involvement of professional team, that is a must. Then, yeah, so those are the issues that were learned lessons, and that's how we intend to probably borrow that. You can see, because of problems, even the ROI, that 9% is still even on the higher side, is much, much less, especially for those who are invested. Their money is much earlier. See, the longer it stays, the more you lose your return on your money. So risk mitigation, we tapped into our contract base to invest in the project. The contractor was, of course, terminated, and we took over. APL is Amazon Projects Limited. And we fast-tracked the resource mobilization using various methods, which maybe I don't need to go into details now, but maybe at the Q&A we can go that. We can explain better. Then the next project was, of course, the South B project. I would say this is one of our most successful projects. We did have major challenges. We had a fewer investors in this project, so it was easier to manage the fewer investors. Actually, we were about three investors in this company. So we own Amazon owns 50% of that project. So we own 30 units, and then we brought a few other people to take up the other units which were outstanding. So there were minimal problems there. We finished on time, and the project is a very successful project. You can see the ROI, the kind of rent we get. The project's total cost was 214 million. Monthly rental income is 2.2 million, and the ROI is 12%, which in real estate that's fairly a good return on investment. In Nanyuki, we didn't have much challenges, but again, there were challenges of a few people lagging behind in terms of contributions, and therefore, of course, it was slow in progress. We are still on the infrastructure, so but we expect by the end of this year we should be done. Yeah, the ROI there is a bit crazy, but it's because we are talking about land, not construction. It is not all rosy all the time, so we have to be a little careful. I want to probably end my presentation by saying that, and this is probably preempting uh, some of the questions that you may ask. What is your assurance? How can we assure you that your investment is safe? This is not exhaustive. We are on a learning curve, and we would want to also engage you to tell us what you would want us to do. But we'll take out all the insurances that are required for the project, both for WIBA, that's workman compensation. We will also take out the CARs, that's contractors all risk uh, covers. We are trying to see if we can get a representative here in diaspora so that you can have the confidence that you are dealing with someone, nearby you. If there are any questions, you can probably walk somebody's office and engage with them. That way, probably you may have some better. You may have some comfort. Um, Diaspora lawyer, there's a possibility, yes, but of course we really have to look at how practical it is. That we have a lawyer here who then you sign up with. It's a possibility. If we don't make it, but it is work in progress. We can think about it. Project developer, that is ourselves. We have a big stake in this project. So, and we are going to get paid at the end of the project. So it is an assurance for you because we also have a big stake in the project. So we must make sure at any cost we finish this project. It is to our benefit that we finish it on time, and of course, at the right quality and price as well. So if we exaggerate on the price and we have already locked the prices, if we exaggerate on costs, we actually are the ones who are going to lose. So all those factors must be put to fair. Then we have a contingency, which we have put as developers. We are aware that some of the investors may fall off before we reach the end. So how do you cover for that gap? So we've considered that, and for every project, we are going to put in a contingency from the directorship of the company that is going to cater for that. Of course, there will be penalties for the defaulters, but that's not enough for the project because for us, the interest is the project completion. So we will take care of that through the contingency.
Question. How long thought is that? How long it take you guys finish up? Like what was the turnaround time of the fast completion? I've had to talk about a few challenges that people block off along the way. just to get an idea so that as we are planning, jump to the next or something, just to have an idea how you can feel.
That is South B. We took two 2 years, about 2 years and a few months, 3 months, and that was actually our anticipated completion timeline. As I said, South B didn't have much issues. We were sailing very smoothly. We were prepared financially, so we didn't have much issues. So we were able to complete within the given timelines. Yeah.
Another question. Is there anything different that you did with South B that you didn't do with this other one? Considering this other one is such a big deal, is there anything that is done differently that can be taken forward in the new projects or something like that?
When we were in the process of doing South B, we were actually approached by the landowner of the Nigwa. And as I said, we found major problems there, which were not, we probably were historical to us. And we don't probably want to talk about them because they involve third parties. I would rather talk about the things that that we are part of. But there were major problems. However, it was a lesson learned that it's important that when you are engaging, because some of you later will have land that you probably give us to develop later. It is important that you engage with the right people, people with a name in the market, they need to protect. But the contractor we found here was, I don't know which kind of words to use, but in terms of integrity, because even when we found there, you would find that he has put some switches there, but there are no wires. I mean, that's integrity issues, really. So, and those are the kind of problems we found. So before we could now resolve all those issues, it had to take time. He had promised the landowner that he had, he had buyers, but indeed he didn't have buyers. So we came in and helped look for buyers. We actually, the concept is that we tap into our contacts, how we are able to get buyers. In fact, this project is worthwhile learning. It taught us a lot of things because the good paint you see there, the owner is called Jane Kagu, and she is also one of the landowners in Nanyuki, that project. Because now after that, we went to. So you see the kind of, we are using our contacts to just move around. Even now on this domain, a lot of people who are involved here will follow us to the next project. The painting company took a unit. Instead of being paid, they were paid in kind. The person, the supply of steel reinforcement, the reinforcements in that project, they actually took 5 units. So we agreed that you supply this and the ballast, and then they would get paid in terms of units. So that's the kind of pooling we are talking about, so that you minimize a lot of cash flow requirements in a project. Yeah. And as long as you have got a good name in the market and a good contact base, people want to follow where you're going.
I have a question about communication. Do you have an office that keep updating the members about the progress? Because sometimes we are left back here without knowing the information of the current position. And most of the investors here keep sending the money, and they don't know what the current situation of the update of the every like monthly or even quarterly, so that they can the money we are sending and the progress is going line to line. So I just wanted to know about that.
Once we sign up, because we'll have a document that we shall sign that, we have a contract with you. This is the kind of commitment that you want to buy 3, 4, 10 units. Okay. So once you sign up, of course, there will be details. It's a detailed document, a contract document. There will be details on where to pay, And of course, it is the company that is talking about this Amazon projects. That's the company that is dealing with contracts. So you pay 10% on signing, then the 90% is going to be spread over the construction period. So if we are talking about 2 years, if we take the entire of this project, it may take a little more, maybe 2.5. But if we take maybe just phase one, it will probably just take 2 years. So we'll agree once we'll agree that now that the 90% is spread over the period. Now it is you to tell us, is monthly okay? Is quarterly okay with you? It is purely on you to tell us. But we would like the money to be paid regularly within that period, because it is the same money that we are using to create cash flow, construct this project. And of course, if you want to pay in advance, it's okay. But we don't encourage that, because we also want to be very fair to you. But that is not something we'll argue about. We need to, yeah.
When you pay your payments, does your office give us information? Okay, this is how much you have paid. This is for this month, and this is the current situation to the site right now.
You will get a monthly account statement of accounts. Each investor will get a monthly statement. Whether you have paid or not, the monthly bill will still come, and the statement showing all the payments you made from the beginning up to date. Yeah. So and we will have very regular communication. I think we want to be very transparent, like you've never seen before. I know maybe some of you have dealt with people who are opaque. They are not even seen. The owners are not even nearby to be seen. So as in that contract that you will sign, we will even attach the consent that we have from the land owner, that they have agreed that we develop this land, and they've even agreed, they have also, they are part of the project, and this is the kind of interest they have in the project. So we'll give you all those documents. We'll be very, very open, so that from day one we are traveling the same route. We will come up with an application. During the life of the project, you'll be able to monitor. You just get into that, you get to the app, and should be able to monitor the progress of the project. So even as you pay your monthly subscription, it is actually matching. It is matching with the work progress that we had promised, and that work progress should actually be part of the contract that we are going to sign up with you. That once we commence, this is what we intend to do every month, and this is the progress that we intend to achieve every quarterly, or and until completion.
What makes your company so unique or different between the others that has been coming and selling houses or lands on us here on diaspora?
I want to tell you that, number one, the gray hair you see here is 30 years of what we have been doing in the market. If you visit our website, Amazon Consultants, you should be able to see that we have dealt with practically all the blue chip companies in Kenya. Safaricom, can mention them. All the banks, we are there. So we have a name. What am I saying? We have a name to protect. That at my age now, when I'm supposed to be retiring honorably, and I spoil my name because of one project, I am not ready. And that's what makes us unique, because we are doing this thing because we really want to give back to the society. It is not a normal thing that we do. If you look at our website, actually our main preoccupation has been consultancy. And that's how we have been able to, to make a living over the last 30 years. But now we want to move a little bit into delivering, working with people. And at the end of the day, being proud that I can make 30 people talk about me, how I've delivered. That's how different it is. We are not coming to make money. we will make money in the process. That's okay, because we won't work for nothing. But I think our intention here is not really guided by profits. It is guided by maintaining a good name in the market and knowing that this is something that we want to retire into development.
So, to my understanding, seems how you are doing, like it's like you're an investor, I'm also an investor, like I'm part of it, right?
In fact, I want to assure you that Amazon will not have less than 15% stake in all the projects that we undertake. So I'm actually, as you are an investor, I'm also one. Part of what, if I make a profit here, I put it back because I'm not getting the money. I'm actually getting it. So I'm actually investing in the project. Instead of speaking, I actually put it back. And any other money that we shall we shall have to bridge the gap that I talked about, it will also be part of our investment in the we might actually end up being 20% stakeholders in this project. And if you look at what I said, that we are looking for 50% subscription, is because already about 30% is already taken by the landowner and the developer. So we are looking for, if we can get 50 and above plus, we are going to start.
Mine is quite different. As an investor, like the one in Tome that you're planning to start, at what point will I choose my units? Is it at the beginning or after you guys have finalized the project? Like, if I want 3 units, do I have a choice to choose, like, I want 3 units on the third floor, or I will wait for the project to finalize so that I can get my units?
It is first come, first served. I know the upper floors attract better values than ground floors, ones at ground floor. And this is from experience, by the way. The big one, because I'm part of the people who are managing that property. The last ones to get tenants were ground floor. So the demand is the higher, the better. So those who subscribe first have an opportunity to choose what floor they will be put in. I mean, they will get allocated.